The Maharaja Jinder Mahal is missing his crown jewel, the NXT Championship. The Maharaja is demanding Dusty Rhodes to come out and present me with my rematch.
You know, I think you need to get into the back of the line because there are guys in the back, Jinder, that way more deserves a shot at being #1 contender than you, my friend. In fact, I'm one of those guys.
Whoa, 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 whoa! There's only one person around here that holds a victory over Seth Rollins. It's Drew McIntyre, and I deserve the shot.
I'm looking at this backstage, and it feels like I'm watching a rerun. All of you have had your chance. It's my turn. My turn!
You gotta stand in line, buddy.
But I am not getting out of the way.
This is the building where legends are made and new people make their way to the top. And NXT don't give you nothing. You got to earn it all when you step in this building. Bo Dallas, McIntyre, Gabriel, and Jinder Mahal. Fatal four-way for the #1 contendership right here in this building.
Jinder Mahal, Justin Gabriel, Bo Dallas, Drew McIntyre squaring off for the right to be the #1 contender and challenge Seth Rollins. Welcome to Orlando and NXT Arena brimming with excitement over another unbelievable schedule of contests. We've got a fatal four-way on the slate. We've got unbelievable contests from top to bottom, including an appearance by the nearly invincible Big E Langston. But we start with Kascius, Ohno, and a rematch from 2 weeks ago.
Introducing first, from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 225 pounds, Kascius Ohno!
Tony Luffman, William Regal, and Byron Saxton. Bad blood building for weeks between Ohno and Trent Beretta. We remember what happened 2 weeks ago.
Ohno is focused on making a statement, moving past Richie Steamboat, making a statement for the entire NXT universe, but Ohno got more than he expected when he suffered a loss to Trent Beretta.
With an assist to Richie Steamboat, and Ohno was furious when I brought that point up to him. He said, it shouldn't have counted. It shouldn't have counted.
It shouldn't have counted, really, should it?
Oh, my goodness.
No,
Shocking that you would take up for him.
And his opponent from Mount Sinai, New York, weighing 195 pounds, Trent Beretta!
He's eccentric, he's quirky, and overall he is a talented competitor in the ring. Trent Beretta seeking to repeat his victory of 2 weeks ago. When you look back at it, it just jumps out at you immediately that Ohno was distracted. And give credit to Beretta, who seized that opportunity to finish and win the match.
Well, if you look at Trent Beretta, here's a guy who was on the shelf for 6 months, a severe arm injury, and he said that the moment he came back, he wanted to have a rebirth, if you will, here on NXT, and this is one step closer to doing so.
Beretta, the tricep injury that kept him out for 6 months, he said is not in his mind at all. He feels he's 100% back, and he also thinks that he's better for having observed the action. The time away, William, he felt sharpened him as a competitor.
I think
is that possible?
Yes, it is possible, yes. Trent Beretta was, from a young age, he's been competing. He's had no real time off until this 6-month injury. So now he had time to sit at home and consider what he was doing right, what he was doing wrong, where his career was going, and assess all his skills.
Oh, look at this! Oh my God!
Making use of the apron. Remarkable. Kascius Ohno, who never ceases to get your blood boiling as a competitor, as an opponent. He just utilized the NXT apron to inflict damage.
A very calculating young man, Kascius Ohno.
Using it as a blindfold. Have you seen that before, William?
I have, yes, and I've seen Kascius Ohno do it before.
Ohno for the cover. Quickly kicking out Trent Beretta.
It's a great sign of the international skill and the ring savviness of Kascius Ohno. Any good competitor knows how to use the ring in any part of the ring to their advantage. And that's what you should be able to do.
Trent Beretta staggered as he retreats back to the corner. Powerful slap, you could hear it. Hand on flesh with velocity.
You know, all you got to do is look at the MO of Kascius Ohno. From day one here on NXT, he said simply, I want to hurt people. And when you think about that mindset and how it's going to impact your opponents, you see the result.
2 weeks worth of frustration being taken out on Trent Beretta right now.
Well, Kascius Ohno wants some retribution. A beautifully applied Dragon Sleeper here. Just look at the way that Kascius Ohno's got that. The arm in perfect position right underneath the shoulder there. There we go into a front head chantry. As you see, Trent Beretta is able to get out. He's great at countering maneuvers. It doesn't matter what you put him in, he's got a counter for it. Which
they say, if you control the head, you control the body. That's exactly what he's doing. He's pinpointing the head, showing the savvy of an experienced competitor who's obviously been all over the world, competing in Japan and perfecting his technique overseas.
But let's not take a single thing away from Trent Beretta. As I said, Trent Beretta's excellent. Just an excellent competitor in all skills. Full double leg Nelson there.
With the reversal. Just when you seem ready to write off, Beretta, he comes back. Clothesline. Ohno feeling pain perhaps for the first time.
I think that pain will just drive Kascius Ohno forward. That's the kind of person that he is. He likes to inflict it. He likes to feel pain because it makes him feel alive.
Here comes Beretta.
Maybe the turning point right here for Beretta, trying to make it 2-0. But oh, look how smart was that. Kascius Ohno blocking.
Ohno for the cover. 2 and out. Beretta, no ring rust. That was the big question in the locker room 6 months away. How would he handle the layoff? He's been sharp, but he's been decked. Punished. Now going for the cover. Nearly. Shows great toughness there.
He certainly does, yes. Trent Beretta needs to get on top of Kascius Ohno quickly, though. He needs to keep the onslaught onto him, because if you give Kascius Ohno the slightest bit of hesitation or show a slightest bit of hesitation, Kascius Ohno can hit you with a strike and knock you spark out.
Will himself back in. You saw him slapping himself in the face. Beretta flying in. Ohno.
Ohno staggered.
Oh my goodness. What a shot. Ohno and Beretta trading blows. We go back and forth. Here's a pin effort. Nearly a fall there, Trent Beretta.
So close.
Kick.
Oh, wow.
To the jaw.
Do you hear that impact?
Savage boot to the face and the cover. 2. What is it going to take to end this?
I guarantee you that's what Kascius Ohno is asking himself right now. Kascius Ohno does not want to lose twice to Trent Beretta, and he is in desperation mode right now.
Is Trent Beretta looking down the ramp and hoping to see Richie Steamboat again? He could use some help trying to gather himself in.
Yeah, I don't think Trent Beretta can't see that far. His eyes are glazed. You can see it. I mean, that boot just completely knocked the stuffing right out of Trent Beretta.
Vicious, setting up. Oh no, this is dangerous. At the top rope, these two wrestling, challenging for balance. Beretta! Oh my goodness!
Beretta sizing him up. Beretta trying to make it 2-0 right here. He's got the knee set.
Beretta unable to connect, sliding away. Kascius Ohno desperately seeking recovery, leaving the ring and now heading back in.
Kascius Ohno's instincts kicked in there. You saw how smart he was.
Oh, what a spinning blow there.
Bosh. Oh.
Beretta in deep trouble. Ohno for the win!
Here's your winner, Kascius Ohno.
That incredible OBE elbow, that one behind the ear that I like to call it, from Kascius Ohno. It's just an instant knockout. Look at poor Trent Beretta. Referee needs to check his jaw for him. Surely.
We look at it again. Ohno gets his payback. 2 weeks in the making and a furious Kascius Ohno exacting his revenge.
You know, William Regal, you brought up the point earlier. Case in point, all Kascius Ohno needs is 1 split second to turn the entire complexion of this matchup around, and that's exactly what he just did.
Ohno's animosity still not spent. The match is over, but he wants to inflict more punishment. This is unnecessary. We've seen Ohno lose sight of competition and turn this into
not again.
devastation. Beretta! Where is he summoning this courage to battle back? Wrecked with pain, but he gets back up to battle. We are learning about the character of Trent Beretta. He is all the way back, and these two have plenty more to feud about in the weeks to come here on NXT. Still to come, the main event of the evening. Justin Gabriel, Bo Dallas, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre. The fatal four-way to determine the #1 contender to the NXT Championship tonight on NXT.
If every tattoo tells a story, man, the stories I could tell. I could tell you stories of broken hearts, broken dreams, broken bones. I could tell you stories of the places I've been, of the women that I've known. But why waste time telling you about it when I can get right in your face and show you?
I'm a soldier, yeah, I told ya. I'm on a mission, I'm switching, I'm all over.
Making his way to the ring from Tampa, Florida, weighing 300 pounds, Big E Langston! And already in the ring, from San Luis Potosi, Mexico, Memo Montenegro.
And for Memo Montenegro, a Herculean task. Big E Langston has got a devastating path of destruction in NXT, dispatching opponents with ruthless efficiency. And you can see Big E stalking his way to the ring.
I know nothing about, is it Memo?
Memo.
But Memo's a poor unfortunate. Because, I mean, if I was him, I would just run away right now.
I'd run with you. Langston works himself into a frenzy.
Look at the eyes.
His exploits as a powerlifter, well chronicled and worthy of discussion because he has become one of the most dominant powerlifters in the world, breaking every state record in the 275-pound class. And when he beats his hands together and makes the chalk fly, he says that's when he sets himself off into a frenzy, ready to attack. And it's Memo Montenegro he has in his sights tonight. Big E Langston.
Before he actually started competing in powerlifting, Big E Langston, he was an amateur wrestler in high school. And he was thrown out of competition there, barred from competing because he put an illegal crossface on an opponent, which you're not allowed to do. And so that's actually that's the story of how he started powerlifting, because he needed somewhere to just focus his energy.
You're absolutely right. A Florida high school state champion back in his home state. The crowd, the NXT universe shouting 5, as if Langston needed any inspiration.
This guy's a freak of nature, and he knows it. That's the scary part. He knows how dominant and destructive he really is.
Langston savoring every moment.
Oh, look out, look out, look out.
Building momentum, charging through Montenegro.
I have absolutely no conscience whatsoever, but even I feel sorry for poor Mimo here.
He is a runaway truck. Up high. This is not good for Montenegro. Langston.
Good night.
Drops him down. Montenegro got the memo that Big E Langston is a monster. Montenegro has been counted out to 3, but Langston demands a 5 count. Dominance not enough. He wants the intimidation and insult of a 5 count.
Yeah, the look in Big E Langston's eyes tell you everything you need to know about this man's intentions.
This match is over, but Langston, his animosity still not spent.
One more time.
Memo Montenegro in a world of trouble. Down he goes! Big E's thirsting for 5. The NXT Universe cooperating, giving him the 5 count he desperately desired. My goodness, look at those eyes.
It's like Big E enters a trance. The guy's in his own world.
Insane with rage when he sets foot in the ring, and he doesn't appear done yet.
I believe the request is one more time.
Why not?
Excuse me! Excuse me! I said, excuse me! Big E, you think what you did to me last week was funny? You will not be laughing for long, because I decided that it's open season for you. And I have offered $5,000 to any superstar who will put you on the shelf. And you will quickly learn that she who laughs last laughs the last.
Well, I'm as broke as the 10 Commandments, but I certainly wouldn't try and get that 5 grand.
We'll see on the NXT roster who's going to try and get after that $5,000 bounty. Big E Langston doesn't seem impressed.
I think that just incensed Big E even more.
As if he needed more of a reason to enter the ring with rage. Unsettling to know that there's a $5,000 bounty on his head.
It's unsettling to any normal person.
Out. We have a taker looking to claim the 5,000 immediately. Chad Baxter in the way of a runaway truck.
Well, he was looking to claim. No one said he would.
Poor Chad. Big E Langston is getting ready to inflict more punishment. The roof could come off of NXT Arena. Another 5 count is what the NXT Universe is calling for. Baxter. Montenegro still laying there. He knows what's coming. Bang! Intensity personified, the destructive force and power of Big E Langston.
Once again, your winner, Big E Langston!
But now there's a 5 grand target on Big E Langston's head. That's a daunting thing to have hanging over you, because Big E is going to have to watch yourself 24 hours a day.
I'm a soldier. Yeah, I told you.
But then again, looking at Big E, I'm not sure if he actually would be worried about that, to be honest with you.
I think Big E welcomes the challenge. This man welcomes anyone who wants to step up to the plate and challenge him.
Well, he hasn't got to worry about me, because I won't be.
What a performance. Dominating. Memo Montenegro and Chad Baxter continuing to send shockwaves throughout the NXT locker room. Is there anyone who can compete with Big E?
I wonder if there's actually anybody in the entire WWE who can gather that money from Big E.
I'm a soldier. Yeah,
special superhuman being, Big E Langston. Coming up later, building to the main event, the Fatal 4-Way. Gabriel, Dallas, Mahal, and McIntyre. Coming up on NXT. Welcome back to NXT Arena. Tony Luffin, William Regal, and Byron Saxton.
In the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 245 pounds, Jason Jordan.
A third-generation talent with tremendous potential.
Can you feel that? Can you feel that feeling culminating beneath your spine?
What's going on?
Can you feel me? I'm awake now. And look, Daddy, I got my wings back. Rumore, ira ciocconia mare, che non porca giorno, e te tu amores mi fiore. Wake up. Wake up, people. It's time you wake up and you start looking at this lie that you're living in, man. I want you to come with me. I want you to take my hand. I want you to give your life to me. Let me be your breath. And then together we will climb this rotten mountain. And we will stand atop the walls of Valhalla. And we will peer down at them fools. We will peer down at those fools. And we will watch them as they turn to ash. And we will simply fly away. Are you ready? Are you ready for me to change this world? Are you ready?
Bray Wyatt, man. You know I was scheduled to have a match here tonight, right? But here you come to interrupt. You know, all you do is talk, man. I'm not here to talk. I came here to fight. So why don't you come on down here and give me just that?
You foolish child. You have no idea what you're messing with, man. Jason, you got it all wrong, man. I never wanted to hurt you. I wanted to help you. I mean, you're no match for me, Jason. Jason, I'm a monster. I'm a monster, Jason. And I am never alone.
This is getting weirder by the second.
What is happening? What is going on?
And who on earth is that?
Jason Jordan battling.
Certainly not Aiden English, is it?
Who is that? Jason Jordan standing in and taking this challenge. He was expecting to square off with Aiden English.
Well, we haven't seen Bray Wyatt in some time.
Oh my goodness.
One of the most controversial figures on NXT, and now apparently, well, Bray Wyatt, he said he wasn't alone. And this man here apparently fighting Bray Wyatt's fight.
Well, I have no idea who this young man is, but he looks ferocious. He obviously knows what he's doing. I mean, he's just mauling Jason Jordan. And Jason Jordan is an incredible athlete. Jason Jordan's got a huge future here in NXT and in the WWE. But he's just, well, I think he's somewhat mesmerized by, he's not sure of what, and I'm not sure what's going on at the moment.
Well, exactly. Jason Jordan's in the same state as the rest of us. He didn't expect this man to come down to the ring. He didn't expect Bray Wyatt to come out and say what he said. So Jason Jordan is really thrown off his game.
Surprised or not, Jason Jordan battling valiantly against an unshaven brute. This targeted his ribs.
This fellow looks like he's just walked straight out of a swamp. I mean, who
you might not be far off.
Somebody find out who he is for us, please.
Jason Jordan standing in and valiantly battling against this mysterious competitor. Jordan getting punishment, taking blow after blow in the corner, and a vicious clothesline. One of the bright rising stars getting absolutely hammered, but finding a way to kick out. Jordan, a three-sport athlete in high school, selected in the Major League Baseball draft phenomenal athlete. Everyone raves about his athletic ability. He's being pushed.
But Jason Jordan wasn't prepared for any of this. Jason Jordan was prepared to face Aiden English, and he can, I mean, it's obviously thrown his game right off. But Jason Jordan is brutal. Jason Jordan is somebody to watch here in NXT, but he's got to watch who he's facing at the moment, because we have no idea about this fella that is what?
Jordan with a takedown.
Can anybody find out for us who this man is, please?
Whoever he is, he's making an impact right now.
For the pin, Jordan down and out. The mystery coming in and burying Jason Jordan. We learned about Jason Jordan's character. He stood in and took a challenge.
Whoever this man is, he hasn't taken his eyes off Bray Wyatt for this entire match.
Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the first son of the Wyatt family, Luke Harper.
Luke Harper is the name given to the pain delivered to Jason Jordan. We now know.
Did he just call him the first son
yes, he
of
did.
the Wyatt family?
Terrifying. From terrifying to destructive, last week saw the much anticipated debut of Roman Reigns. The chiseled 265-pounder made his way to the ring with a smile on his face, ready to do damage, and he was absolutely dominant, utter, destructive, ruthless efficiency. The Pensacola, Florida native with a signature start to his career. Byron Saxton has moved to the stage to interview Roman Reigns.
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is a man who had a very successful debut last week here on NXT. Please welcome Roman Reigns. Well, Roman,
I appreciate the introduction, Byron, but I don't think we need you any longer. Thank you. I'm sure everybody's doing pretty good now that Byron Saxton is gone. And I'm sure everybody's doing a lot better now that Roman Reigns is in the building. Well, thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I am phenomenal. You could not be any better than how I feel right now. You see, when you are the man, all you have to do is wake up. There's nothing I haven't seen. There's nothing that I cannot do. I am the man. Whether you are with me or against me, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Nothing changes because everybody wants to be Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, who is a rising star in NXT and a huge fan of himself, quite clearly. Coming up, the Fatal 4-Way. Justin Gabriel, Bo Dallas, Jinder Mahal, and Drew McIntyre. Our main event to be the #1 contender in NXT.
The following is a Fatal 4-Way match for the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Introducing first, from Cape Town, South Africa, weighing 215 pounds, Justin Gabriel.
Welcome back, everyone, to NXT. We are underway here in our main event. Jim Ross and William Regal here at the NXT Arena. This is a first ever Fatal 4-Way Elimination Chase to determine the number 1 contender, the Seth Rollins NXT title. 4 men will compete. 3 eliminations result in a winner.
From Ayr, Scotland, weighing 230 pounds, Drew McIntyre.
The pride of Scotland, Jim. Drew McIntyre.
Certainly has all the attributes to be a great superstar in WWE. At one time, and maybe still so, considered the chosen one in WWE.
Still think there's time for Drew McIntyre to be the chosen one. I truly do.
Oh, he's a young man. He's got his bulk of his whole career still lies ahead of him. 6'5", athletic.
From Punjab, India, weighing 227 pounds, Jinder Mahal.
You know, William, Jinder Mahal kind of thinks that it's his birthright to be NXT champion. His birthright.
Well, we know that in the NXT championship match for the championship that he had, he was going to dedicate that win to the passing of the great Dara Singh, which is an incredible, would have been an incredible honor for him. He didn't get that opportunity, and it's biting away at him. He wants to prove himself and to his country that he is the future of the Indian generation.
And from Brooksville, Florida, weighing 232 pounds, Bo Dallas.
I have great expectations for Bo Dallas, a third-generation superstar. His grandfather, Blackjack Mulligan. Look at that right gloved hand of Bo Dallas. His father, Mike Rotunda, better known in some circles as IRS. Uncle Barry Windham in the WWE Hall of Fame. So I'd say this young man's got some pretty good DNA, William.
Excellent DNA, yes, and an excellent competitor.
So we have all 4 men in the ring at one time. The match will continue until there's only 1 man remaining after 3 decisions have been rendered. It'll be every man for himself. So this will be a very unpredictable contest.
An unpredictable contest, and something that you can't really prepare for. It doesn't matter how skilled you are, how well prepared you are. How can you haven't got eyes in the back of your head, and that's what you need in a competition like this.
So again, it is every man for himself. There'll be no allegiances, one would assume here, as Jinder Mahal elevated over the top. And the double drop kick, nicely done by Gabriel in Dallas.
Oh, Dallas doesn't need to turn his back on anybody, though.
Again, this decisions by pinfall or submission, as I understand it. Nice baseball slide through by Bo Dallas, but he's caught there by Jinder Mahal. McIntyre takes a spill on the concrete ramp, and look at Justin Gabriel. Ladies and gentlemen, bodies are lying everywhere. There can only be one survivor. Who will it be? We'll find out when we come back. We are back to NXT. This is our main event. Jim Ross and William Regal here with you at ringside. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a 4-man elimination fatal 4-way. We're going to find out who the number 1 contender for Seth Rollins NXT Championship will be in this matchup.
Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. They were thrown out early, as we saw before the break, and eventually Justin Gabriel came barreling over the top rope and knocked down all the opponents, and Bo Dallas included. So now, you just never know what's going to happen in a competition like this.
Oh!
Bo Dallas taking the opportunity there to get on top, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to stop this looking at Justin Gabriel and trying to double team with him, because one of them has got to win.
Well, you can't prepare for this kind of match.
No,
it is chaotic. It's chaotic in its essence. Again, we are looking for a 3 eliminations before this match can end. We may have to take extra television time for that one. And Gabriel scoring. Action all over the ring.
Jinder Mahal waiting patiently on the outside. I was watching Jinder Mahal, and you know, he was injured before the break, we saw that, but he was waiting patiently. He got his bearings back and he was just pacing himself, waiting for the time that he could make the most impact, and he's just made it there.
Headbutt by McIntyre. Again, we're looking for our first elimination of 3 as we wind down to see who's going to win this main event and become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship held by Seth Rollins. The winner of this match tonight, ladies and gentlemen, will meet Rollins for the title, the NXT title, right here next week on NXT. Certainly appreciate you inviting us into your home, wherever you may be around the world. And this could not be nice. Look, wait, Bo Dallas in the loop. And what a suplex. A double-decker suplex that shook the ring. And now look at Jinder Mahal. Mahal trying to come in and pick up the scraps, if you will. And a kick out by both Bo Dallas and Justin Gabriel.
That shows you that conniving way, that great attitude as far as a great competing anyway for Jinder Mahal.
Well, Mahal is an opportunist.
Exactly.
And quite frankly, you must be an opportunist to survive in this environment. Again, it's almost like a mini battle royal, but we're looking for pinfalls and submissions. The prize is a #1 contendership as the suplex on a float over by Mahal results in a near fall. It's been an auspicious week here. The $5,000 bounty on the head of Big E Langston, placed on his head by Vicky Guerrero as Mahal and McIntyre decide to coexist for a moment. Kascius Ohno with a major victory earlier, notwithstanding the introduction of the first son of the Wyatt family, Luke Harper. That was a little bit bizarre, but nonetheless, we are back at this main event, and Mahal can do a lot of things well, William, very well.
Yes, he certainly can, yes. I've said it before, Jinder Mahal comes from a great ancestry of fantastic wrestlers. I've known his uncles, I've competed against them, you know, all over the world, really.
Did you know their aunts?
No, I didn't.
No.
They won't let me near any
family like that. Just curious. I want to get the whole story. And look at this. Oh, that was nice. Every man for himself, as we said. I don't know how nice it was for McIntyre, the folks in Scotland. But it was a opportunistic shot again by Mahal, which lets you think that Mahal is really on top of his game in this main event.
Seems to be thriving, and it's a very difficult situation to be in. Like I said, you haven't got eyes in the back of your head. You don't know what's coming at you from anywhere. And Jinder Mahal seems to be thriving greatly in this.
Golly.
I spoke too soon there, didn't I?
Look at this international matchup. The South African, Justin Gabriel, cross bodies the Scotsman, who knocked down the man from India. Look at these kicks. Young Justin Gabriel's got some educated feet. Back heel trip, taking down Bo Dallas. 2 fan favorites squaring off here. Springboard. Great agility by Gabriel, landing on his feet and disposing of Bo Dallas. Uh-oh. Tilt-a-whirl and a counter to the DDT. Beautifully done by Justin Gabriel, who is lighting it up here. Thought we were going to see a Saito suplex. It turned into a powerbomb. Uh-oh. This could be devastating for Jinder Mahal. Oh, Gabriel hurt himself executing his high risk. Bo Dallas with a spear on McIntyre. And Dallas wins the first decision. McIntyre is eliminated. We have 3 men left in this match, and there's, oh, look at this. Another spear in midair. Bo Dallas has eliminated in rapid fashion 2 men, McIntyre and Gabriel. So now it's down to 2. That man, Jinder Mahal, and Bo Dallas. One of the two men will be the #1 contender for the man who's joined us on the stage, the NXT champion, that man, Seth Rollins. So Rollins is going to get a close look at who will be his #1 contender, and we'll find that out when we come back. And we're back here on NXT. Two men remain in this historic fatal four-way elimination match. One of these two men, Bo Dallas, who just knocked down Jinder Mahal, will be the #1 contender and face Seth Rollins, who is on our stage watching this match next week for the NXT title.
Such desire, such great attitude by Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas has something to prove. He was out on the shelf with it.
Oh,
dear me.
Good God almighty. Did you hear that body? The flesh smacked the steel. And guess who won?
I was just about to tell the tale. Bo Dallas was out injured with it, and his kidney was split in half last year while he was competing. And so he's fought back, and he wants to prove something, and he has to prove something.
We'll go to the cover. Mahal taking advantage. And Bo Dallas just will not quit.
Never. I honestly don't think Bo Dallas will quit in any situation for the rest of his life. He will keep fighting. That's the kind of young man that he is.
How would you, if you quit, if you're Bo Dallas and you quit, how do you go to the supper table with Grandpa Blackjack Mulligan, Uncle Barry Windham, and your dad IRS? I wouldn't like my chances of that deal. And look at Mahal, now widening the advantage. Those steel steps just a few moments ago, really a difference maker in this contest. And now Mahal covering, hooking the far leg for more leverage, and Mahal getting a little frustrated. He's got kind of a wild-eyed look at time to time, I must admit.
One has to wonder. We saw Bo Dallas's ribs hit the side of those steps. Has it injured him, again in his innards, because he had such damage there last year?
I'm not a doctor, never played one on television. Ooh, what a high knee. But I gotta believe Dallas is hurting. The high knee, beautifully done. And well, that was an impressive strike. Again, leaving his feet was Jinder Mahal with a lot of force and velocity. The knee found its mark. You see Bo Dallas almost motionless in the center of the ring. But Dallas is the only man in this contest to have eliminated anyone.
Eliminated two people very quickly and very positively. Ooh.
Mahal with another near fall. Can't believe that he didn't get three out of that.
Jinder Mahal can't let himself be distracted by looking across the stage and seeing Seth Rollins, so he has to focus in on his opponent, Bo Dallas.
Rollins is up the ramp here at the NXT arena and is kind of seemingly in the head of Jinder Mahal, who Rollins beat in the finals of the NXT tournament. Mahal wants retribution, wants a shot, but he's got to earn it against Bo Dallas. And Dallas with a running forearm right to the small of the back. There's Seth Rollins, Davenport, Iowa, looking on. Power slam by Dallas. Dallas seems to have shaken off those steel steps. Right back into the fight now. Looking for a spear. Oh, he hung himself up on that second rope. Bo Dallas looking for a spear, hung himself up on those ropes, and now that's given Jinder Mahal the opportunity for the camel clutch, the devastating, painful submission maneuver. It is locked in. Bo Dallas a long way from the ropes, and Bo Dallas has to tap, has no choice but to tap.
Here's your winner, and the new #1 contender to the NXT Championship, Jinder Mahal.
Mahal wanting the referee to raise his hand as he looks Seth Rollins in the eye, because those two men will meet right here, ladies and gentlemen, next week in our main event for the NXT Championship. That's what's in store for you here next week. Now, wait a minute. This is uncalled for. There's no reason for this, Mr. Regal, no reason.
There is a reason as far as Jinder Mahal's concerned. He's sending a message. He's sending a message to Seth Rollins, and he's showing him a message
and
now.
He's delivering the message right now. Message delivered, message sent, message delivered. As Jinder Mahal lovingly looks at what he wants to win here next week. And I'm not going to tell you that he's not going to do it. And Rollins, in retaliation, the fighting NXT champion, getting him a piece of his #1 contender as they prepare to meet next week in our main event.
The NXT Championship is the most important thing in both of these two men's lives, and that is their goal. Nothing will stop either of them trying to get it.
The road to WWE leads right through NXT. And no faster way to get down the road than to be the NXT champion. That's exactly what Jinder Mahal wants to win here next week. It will be a classic matchup, a rematch of the finals of the Gold Rush tournament. And it may be the most eagerly anticipated main event in NXT history right here next week.